This is Mac OS Ken.
Socks for the well-heeled iPhone, another report on iPhone in India, and physical controllers for Apple Vision Pro. It is Wednesday, the 12th of November, 2025. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Clean My Mac. Try 7 days free and use code MacOSKen20 for 20% off at clnmy.com/MacOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. Well, we thought Apple was on the verge of introducing a new product, and this sure wasn't it. The first mention I saw of this thing is the only mention that works for me now. Say hello to the reborn iPod sock. Apple on Tuesday issued a press release. Apple on Tuesday issued a press release announcing a product for people with more dollars than cents. Issey Miyake and Apple on Tuesday unveiled iPhone Pocket, inspired by the concept of a piece of cloth, says the release. iPhone Pocket's singular 3D knitted construction is designed to fit any iPhone as well as all pocketable items. The less fashion conscious among us might call it a bag. Apple says iPhone Pocket is a special edition release. The short strap design is available in lemon, mandarin, purple, pink, peacock, sapphire, cinnamon, and black. The long strap design is available in sapphire, cinnamon, and black. iPhone Pocket in the short strap design retails at $149.95, and the long strap design at $229.95. I saw somebody on Mastodon say reactions to this thing prove that some people just wake up wanting to be outraged. Seriously though, if you can look at this thing and not at the very least question or crack wise, are you sure you're breathing? Observations from outsiders were my favorite part. Over on Mastodon, nerds.xyz said, iPhone Pocket is a wearable phone pouch for morons. Speaking more practically, Andy Carolyn over at Mastodon said, in a world where e-bike and scooter phone snatching is a thing, I question the practicality and safety of carrying around a 1,000-pound device on a shoulder-mounted yarn sock. He meant 1,000 currency pounds, not... Yeah. Finally, from my special lady friend, the yellow one looks like Borat's banana hammock. Later in the day, I saw a few pictures that I cannot unsee of Borat's banana hammock replaced by iPhone Pocket. It's a fashion thing. I get that. It's also kind of tone deaf right this cultural minute. Then again, it's mostly not going to be here in the States. iPhone Pocket goes on sale through apple.com this Friday, the 14th of November. It'll also be available exclusively at 10 Apple retail locations around the world, and I am honestly surprised the Grove in LA is not one of them. Apple's Soho store in New York will be the only place in the States to pocket iPhone Pocket. Another market tracker has put iPhone in India's top 5 smartphones for the first time. I told you Monday of numbers from India-based market tracker CMR that had Apple taking 5th in smartphones for the subcontinent in the third quarter. Now a piece from IDC has the Cupertino company going one better. With IDC putting Apple in 4th to CMR's 5th, it's no surprise that both firms saw last quarter as iPhone's best quarter in India so far. That said, their numbers do vary. For the smartphone market as a whole, CMR saw growth of 7% to IDC's 4%. CMR had iPhone with a 9% market share on growth of 42%, while IDC gave iPhone a 10.4% market share on growth of 25.6%. Older iPhones did carry the day, according to both trackers. CMR had iPhone 16 and iPhone 15 models accounting for 82% of Apple smartphone shipments in India last quarter. While IDC didn't break them out quite the same way, the firm did say the iPhone 16 remained the most shipped smartphone in India during the quarter, contributing 5% of total market shipments. Meanwhile, brand new iPhone 17 models and iPhone Air saw a record-breaking debut in IDC's estimation, accounting for 16% of Apple's Q3 shipments. That marked iPhone's strongest launch quarter in India since 2021, according to the firm. Looking ahead, IDC is not as optimistic as CMR. The Indian firm expects Q3 trends to continue, with 5G upgrades and ongoing festive and year-end sales further accelerating shipments. With both seeing an appetite for premium phones, the fall of sub-premium devices has IDC forecasting a year-over-year decline in shipments for the fourth quarter of 2025, leading to an overall annual contraction. Apple's turned on emergency SOS via satellite for a new region. Mac Rumors ran a piece Tuesday that had the feature going live for Apple Watch Ultra 3 and models of iPhone 14 and later in Mexico. Before Tuesday, the piece says only Find My via satellite and Messages via satellite were available for that country. Still no additional cost for the satellite services. Apple announced in September that the then current users of iPhone 14 and 15 would get another free year of all of its satellite features on those devices. Mexico joins a number of countries with emergency SOS via satellite around the world, including Australia, Austria, Belgium, Canada, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Portugal, Spain, Switzerland, the UK, and the US. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, Clean My Mac, your solution for care and control of your Mac. I mentioned earlier this week that Clean My Mac helps you update the apps you use and ditch the apps you don't. That last one might sound weird. How difficult can deleting an app be? Well, pretty difficult, actually. Apps don't just live in the Applications folder. Pieces and parts are installed all over your Mac. That can be great for optimal performance of that app, and sort of nightmarish when you want all those pieces and parts to go away. Clean My Mac takes care of it. It'll clear leftover data and hidden files that are just taking up space and gumming up the works, which could otherwise gum up your work. All of that plus Smart Care, plus malware detection. Clean My Mac is the tool for controlling, optimizing, and maintaining your machine. And you can try it for free for 7 days. Then when you're ready, use my code MacOSKen20 for 20% off at clny.com/MacOSKen. Make MacOSKen all one word and all caps in both cases. That way they'll know where you heard about it and you get that discount. Get tidy today. Try 7 days free and use code MacOSKen20 for 20% off at clny.com/MacOSKen. Again, MacOSKen is one word and all caps in both places. Use code MacOSKen20 for 20% off at clny.com/MacOSKen. Apple TV has inked a deal for a 7-episode French language series. The Cupertino streamer issued a press release late last week announcing plans for the political thriller La Décision. The show centers on the president of France and the disappearance of an 8-year-old girl. The connection: she is his illegitimate daughter, about whom no one knows. Not great for his squeaky clean image. Torn between his private life and public responsibilities, the description says the president is now plunged into a whirlwind of false friendships, unrequited love, power struggles, political games, and espionage. One of the creatives behind the critically acclaimed Apple TV series Carême will drive La Décision. No word on a premiere date for the new series. Kristen Wiig, Carol Burnett, Ricky Martin, and it seems like almost everybody else who's ever been in anything are back on Apple TV. The class-focused comedy Palm Royale has started up again on the streaming service. The whole first season is available to stream, of course. The first episode of the second season is up now on the Cupertino streamer, with new episodes landing on upcoming Wednesdays. An interesting-sounding immersive video hit Apple Vision Pro on Tuesday. Coinciding with Veterans Day, a piece from 9 to 5 Mac says Apple released a 14-minute documentary about F-18 fighter pilots. Shot on the flight deck of the USS Nimitz, the piece says the video is packed with powerful footage that military aircraft fans will especially appreciate. Can't tell you a lot more about it because I don't have an Apple Vision Pro. If you do, though, Flight Ready is ready in the Apple TV app on the headset. And finally today, if you're looking to spend more on your headset than you already have, it is time to take control. Apple Insider says PlayStation VR 2 Sense controllers are available now from Apple. While users can pair regular controllers with the headset, hand tracking stays on. Apple added support for Sony's VR controllers in Vision OS 26, and they take full control. Hand tracking is turned off when the VR controllers are turned on. The controllers themselves are not new, having been built to run PlayStation 5's VR2 headset. What is new? They've never been sold separately before. Now Apple's got them. A pair of controllers plus a charging station, adapters, and cords will run buyers $249.95. They are available now in Apple's online store. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Clean My Mac. Try 7 days free and use code MacOSKen20 for 20% off at clny.com/MacOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can find me on Mastodon, macosken at mastodon.social. You can also send me an email, info@macosken.com. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Leonard likes this post.